Record. Are we recording?
Are we?
Okay, we're recording. Oh my god.
Oh,
My
excelente.
mouse actually decided to work.
That is a body. Okay.
That's a no context. That's just going in the start of the episode. That's a body.
Hey, we're gamers. We're gonna encounter those.
We are. That's true. It's true. Actually, in that
The
room right
body of what?
behind.
We don't know. It could be a
Yeah.
body of water. It could be,
True. In that room right behind me, there could be a body of uh
the ghost of survivors past.
the ghosts of exactly. Welcome back, King, and welcome our special guest for this episode. The door just opens.
Oh wait, no.
Funny.
So our special guest, Astarion.
Astari. Oh my god. Let's get into the brain rot of it all. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Fireside Chat, where we recap all things totally dramatic survival games. My name is Edwin Voorhees, and this over here, I need to remember to point in the right direction, is our lovely Chef Michi.
Hi. Just ASMR fingers.
I know. I would never like wear this, but I want to have like those super long nails just for like one day and just like clip them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it'd be so fun. Anyway, yeah, we're here recapping Michi's talent show, and on top of that, we are going to be recapping computer breaks. And yes, I said breaks because there's been more than one. What? We are going to be talking Baldur's Gate. We're going to be talking all things episode 5. So, where last we left off on episode 4, where Toad sadly went home after a Badger's loss and put it in my chest. Super sad to see. Toad, you will be missed.
It was sad to see Toad go.
Yeah. How do you feel coming into episode 5? Everything was shaped up for the campers, because there was obviously a lot going on in the background at this time.
Yeah, we had taken a bit of a break between filming because I missed last episode because I was doing some family things, and then we had multiple scheduling issues, which resulted in, at the very least, 3 of our players leaving, and then there was the other situation where Lauren and a few of her friends were at a convention because they were meeting Saul from Better Call Saul.
Yeah, and that was this week, which I think is so cool. I would love to meet Bob Odenkirk.
I would love to too.
Oh my god! Episode 6, guest walks out of that door. It's Bob Odenkirk. Come on.
Oh my god!
No.
Okay.
Okay. Well. But yeah. So this episode, after everything that was like kind of going on, we had to make these next 2 episodes one big collective episode. So, and we were already planning on that happening. I think. I don't remember exactly, but I think we just decided to make this episode as like a little bit of an intermission. And luckily, this is the last episode where we have like our big changes, our big meaty changes, because we have this episode.
After this episode, basically we unified the teams, and it's just all downhill from here.
Yep, in a good way. In a good way.
I mean, yes, considering how everything plays out, I'm still gobsmacked at. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, we will.
Dang thing.
Yeah, we will. But
I still remember when I was texting you in Discord. Like, is this really happening? Is this really happening?
I know. Literally, our chat, and there's a reason for this. Michi reacts to like a lot of like the information I sent her after the episodes, because for a few of these episodes to come, Michi won't be in there. I wonder why. We'll get into that in just a sec, though.
I mean, we could get into it now, technically.
Yeah, we can. So
there's foreshadowing already in the episode. You haven't seen it because I kind of spoil myself and say I run Baldur's Gate at ultra high because it looks pretty. It does.
It does. It does. Look
but
pretty.
I should have only run the meshes at high as opposed to running everything else in ultra high, just the meshes. But hindsight's 2020.
So here's the lesson for both people sitting in this box right here. Well, these boxes. Don't push your computer further than it needs to be pushed.
I mean, in my computer's defense, the power supply was a little over 5 years old.
True.
So it was gonna go when it was gonna go.
And
it went when it went.
Mm-hmm. My power supply is 6 years old, so she's living. My graphics card broke last week, so it's a miracle that we're still on schedule for TDSG. So
I that's what I was worried about. That's why I hadn't reached out to you until I was like, excusez-moi.
Bless you.
100% sure that you were like, okay, I'm good to go because your mental health is my priority.
True. That's the same. That's the thing for this game, and you'll see it in episode 6 too. We prioritize mental health here. We take it very seriously. Poggers. Mental health poggers.
If you don't feel well, let us know. Our priority is making sure that our players are safe and feel that they have a safe space to run the chaos that they want to run.
Yes.
That they play the game they want to play.
Yeah. And we'll also, and that's another thing that we'll touch on in episode 7 after a hefty elimination episode, so look forward to that.
It's a journey. Just prepare yourself.
Yeah, so
gird your loins.
Yes, so but for announcements of where we're at so far, Tamina goes home this episode, which is why we had the non-elimination format, because Tamina was still trying to participate, but just we couldn't get our schedules to work. She's a very busy person, and I think we both know that firsthand. So, Tamina, you will be missed. Everyone gets a salute, and also just
hearts, mini hearts.
Yeah,
all the hearts.
As someone who's not well versed with Minecraft, coming in and doing what she was able to do, and very commendable and appreciative. So. Fortunately, we did say goodbye to Tamina, but that means no one can go home this episode, which leads us into our talent show. So let's start with the brain rot. We're here. We've been talking about it for episodes at a time. Michi, you take the lead on this.
Listen, I have to applaud your editing because I'm just watching the raid happening and all this chaos happening, and then suddenly I cut in, and it's literally the most meme moment I've ever seen in this episode because it embodies the meme of. So anyway, because that's literally me for a point of the episode too. So I was talking to somebody else about that, but anyway, just the cutaway for me, just so you know.
FYI.
I keep laughing at myself, because as soon as you did that cutaway into me talking about the point of no return in Baldur's Gate 3,
oh my god,
I was so well timed, and it was just.
So for those of you, Michi knows this, but for those of you at home who don't know this entire episode, usually in a lot of episodes, I have to cut something out just to fit the narrative. And each episode we record is about 3 hours long, and then 45 minutes makes the final cut. It was the same case, but literally, if something got cut, 90% of the time, it was Michi talking about Baldur's Gate.
The brain rot was brain rotting because I'd spoiled myself when I bought the game, and I was having the absolute time of my life. Have I still finished the game after all this time? No. Do I still keep thinking about going back into it? Yes.
Of course. Yeah, and plus, I literally won so many awards, and the reason
all of them well deserved. All of them were
Mhm.
well deserved, which is why I think Pixel defended me. Like the game deserves to be talked about the way I was talking about it, the way it was running my brain, because it was resonating with a lot of people with the origin character stories, Astarion story especially for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Gale story, Shadowheart story for those of us religious trauma babies, and still was Lae'zel had a little bit of that too.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a lot about these characters unlearning and finding themselves in this game aside from the player character. So there was a lot there.
Yeah,
The game deserved all of its accolades and awards and all of the voice acting awards. Because everyone was incredible. Everyone was absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, that's why with this episode, it was like Baldur's Gate. This was just Baldur's Gate peak era where everyone was talking about it. So it made the edit just normally. Even me, I know I just said Michi was talking about Baldur's Gate, but like Red was talking about it, Nugs was talking about it. I don't know if Pixel was the one talking about it. I think that might have been Red, because Red was egging you on and like trying to frustrate you.
Oh no, but he was doing. He did that on purpose because he
right.
literally deliberately with the people he was playing with had apparently they'd avoided something, and like
yes,
you can avoid it, but like it's still beneficial, especially for the characters you're trying to romance, that you need to at least step foot in that place to progress everything just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just yelling at him because he wasn't doing it.
It was funny.
And he was laughing.
It was such a funny moment, and I loved it. I
loved your edit of being like, hey, insert more of Michi screaming.
Yeah, literally.
Is play Baldur's Gate 3 wrong. Mm-hmm. I mean, there is no wrong way to play Baldur's Gate, but
right.
If there are certain goals you want to accomplish, it's kind of counterproductive.
I thought you were about to say there's no wrong way to play Baldur's Gate, but if you're Red, there is.
I mean, I didn't want to say that because it wasn't worth it, but
yeah. So, what ends up happening off screen after this episode and into the next? So I think we were on a regular schedule for this, so it was 1 week after recording this episode that we were able to go into the next one, because all my hospitalizations and stuff were scattered amongst in there.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, this is when Michi's power supply goes. And so Michi cannot join the server or play anything. Can't play Baldur's Gate.
No, I literally could only play like solitaire. And because of the multiple apps I could be running at any given time, that was also pushing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
I think you guys could even hear it once when I tried to load into the server, and I immediately had to nope the F out because my power supply was clicking.
Yep.
For the longest time, I didn't know it was my power supply. For the longest time, I thought I'd actually broken one of the fans of my video card.
Yeah, that's what.
That's what we all thought,
because
I pushed my video card too hard. But it was actually my power supply, which was just as old as the video card, probably, if not older.
Right.
Because just before we started.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at my computer like, don't break on me. Don't listen to any of this.
Because I understand that just before we started filming the last few episodes, my friend came, fixed my power supply, and I was able to get back in. And my video card actually never broke at any point.
Yeah, which is miracle, by the way.
Considering how hard I was pushing it.
You pushed that thing to the extent, and it went to war for you, and it won.
It went to war for me, and it won.
Yes.
Because it ran Modern Warfare 3.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Because that's the video card that, at the bare minimum, can run MW3.
Yep. That's a crazy thing to say, too. So moving into my predicament, my graphics card broke this past week. Not during any TDSG recording, just as I was trying to edit. I finished editing episode 6 aside from the audio, and I was gonna finish the audio the next day, and then I was streaming League of Legends to my twitch.tv/Edwin Voorhees, and I just heard a snap sound and everything turned off, and yeah, my graphics card went, so I had to downgrade. It's noticeable, very, and it's frustrating. My mouse does not want to work, and I know that's not related greatly. Maybe it is, but like, everything is like, I don't know. We're having just. I literally messaged Michi this week, and I was like, I think Astarion broke my computer, just like he broke yours.
Don't bring my baby girl into this.
I love it. But so yeah, were you in the server for the finale, or are you just out for the rest of the season?
No, I'm in. I do manage to make it for episode 11.
Episode 11, 12, 13. You're in for. That's right. Because episode 11 is the fun one.
Honestly, I loved episode 11. But I do manage to make it back because we did finish filming certain episodes this year because of the situation in December, I think.
Yeah,
maybe,
yes.
I don't remember.
December 2023.
So we did manage to, I do manage to make it back because my friend did manage to, figure out what the problem was, and I was able to get the power supply, and we were able to get it fixed.
Yeah.
So I was able to make it for the last few episodes of the season, but it did take a little bit because we needed to first figure out what my problem was.
Right, exactly. That was a big part, was just trying to analyze what your PC problem was. So, yeah.
And then also the holidays kicked in, so evidently,
Right. So that means episode 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you are not there. Well, you're there, you're listening in the background, but not the full time.
And then there was also daylight savings time,
yep.
which made everything later for me than it did for you guys, because you guys still practice it, acknowledge it, whatever the fudge it is. Puerto Rico does not. Is another thing.
We shouldn't either. We should not. I hate daylight
hard
savings.
Agree.
Hate it.
Because now, at work, because I do have a full-time job. When the date hits now in October, everything is an extra hour later for me. Which, I mean, at this point, I guess it's to my benefit. Because instead of going in at 8:30, if my schedule were to say I'd go in at 9:30, but it only lasts for 4 months.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because of the time center, the time difference between when the call center's open and when I work and I clock in because of the region.
It's just
anyway,
inconsistent.
Aside the point.
Yeah. Anyway, aside the point. But Michi does come back, and you will see Michi throughout these episodes, just talking and hanging out in the chat. Because while we were recording, I was streaming, but just keep that in mind that this talent show is Michi's episode, and then poof, we're lucky we got this episode in.
Yeah.
So
I just want to dive right into the talents.
That's what I was gonna
say. This is probably gonna take not a lot of time, considering that it was just 6 people, but each talent was brilliant in its own right.
Yes.
Rewatching Red do what he did in that San fight. Holy cannoli, I got another headache just watching it.
It's so funny. I literally spoke to Red, and he was like, oh yeah, I didn't do that well in that fight. Because
excusez-moi.
I mean, he did it on his first try, and he only practiced
if
once.
he had failed during the course of the talent show, I would have called it, and I would not have given him a second chance.
Nope, you're done. Oh yeah, for sure.
No, you're done. You're done.
And he got down to 1 health, which I know that's not a good thing. That shouldn't be plus points, but to serve us that level of drama, I count that as a plus. So
it was a good level of drama.
Yeah,
it was.
So it's but at the end of the day, it's a boss fight. Anyone who's played the game has probably played that fight, but it was fun. We all enjoyed it. It was Jesus.
Honestly, everyone was clutching their pearls, and Nugs was also react.
Oh yeah,
I think Nugs and my reactions were the absolute best.
Yes.
out of everybody.
Yeah. It was fun.
I think Nugs and I had like the best reaction.
Like, oh my god.
Nugs like, oh my god. Every couple seconds was great. It was great.
It's like, oh. Who does that move us into?
I don't remember the order, but
it's Red next. Or no, not Red. It's Pixel. Red. It's Pixel.
Pixel did the song, and I am still vibing to it to this day. It was really good. It was very nice and like video game, super chill. It was almost kind of like a lo-fi.
Yes, like
with a little bit of like extra speed into it. It was really good.
Like literally, we could be looping that in the background of the TDSG videos. When I heard that, because
by the way, looping in the background, beautiful touch of the bald capybara.
Of the what?
The Baldur's Gate theme song.
Oh yeah. I forgot I did that. I forgot I did that.
Anyway, Pixel.
Yeah, whenever someone says, "Oh, I'm gonna do music," I'm like, "Oh, this person's is gonna like either do so great or bomb so hard," and
they did great.
They did amazing, and I wouldn't have expected anything less. Like, I really wish that I knew how to do, and I think I might have said it. I don't know if I cut it out or not, but like, I would really love to know how to go into FL Studio and just make something like that, because that requires a real skill to know how to like what to put over, and then to do that so fast in the time that we give. I'm still amazed, and it sounds great.
It does. I'm trying to think. Like Red Pixel, we had
Jacob's next.
Jacob, I don't really.
Should we just?
I feel like we should, because honestly, like at the moment we were all laughing, but it was more like when I watched it in retrospect, it's like all of us were awkward laughing because the selection was absolutely abysmal.
Right, and the whole thing was supposed to be the instrumental in the background, which was great. That was amazing. Don't get me wrong on any of that. I think one of us says that like there was too much of a commitment to the bit, and I had to cut out so many obscene images, and that just it makes me feel bad because like I can't display his full talent, his full audio,
his full talent and his full audio was not catered to me.
Right, exactly.
Which was kind of the point.
And also,
and I understand that like I enjoy crude humor. I also enjoy dark humor. I self-deprecate and all these other things. But the meme selection that he chose was absolutely just like I think he even said it himself. It's like, oh, it's stuff I had in the folder.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That's what he said.
Little to no thought went into it, and honestly, that's why.
Yeah.
I really would rather we move on to someone else.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just do that. I think because with Pixel, like seeing that like be played out. We didn't need the visual. We were there for the audio, and the visuals really made it feel weird. So, but still great instrumentals. Even
with the lag that Pixel had while streaming,
right,
their talent.
I should have asked for a redo, and like so we could get a full playthrough of that. That was my bad. But that moves us into Edgy next.
Edgy did the Michi's, Chef on the Go.
Yeah, Michi's Magic Bread Maker.
That was incredible.
I loved it.
And I really appreciated Edgy being like, hey, so what would impress you if I were to like pick a talent? Like, what would impress you most? This or this? And it's like, honestly, while battle combat is like an interesting feat in and of itself, I much more prefer, since I am basically a Minecraft newbie at heart still, the complicated redstone machine, because I'm always fascinated by these builds. Right. And so watching Edgy not just fully present a finished product, but actually build it in front of us and do it was incredible. I loved it.
Right. I think doing that in that short amount of time, and something so automatic, because I'm someone who I know a little bit about Redstone. I mean, I had to like just build the server, I guess, but like to make something like that, and also like put a like on theme story behind it, where like this is Chef Michi's talent show, and doing something for Michi. I love it. It's a great concept.
It was a situation where they committed to the bit, and it was on point.
Right,
it was
exactly.
On brand. It was on key. It was exactly what it needed to be for what it was.
Right, exactly.
So I applaud it.
Yeah.
And Felix as well.
Right, exactly. I was going to say, their things were pretty much, they weren't the same, but they were in largest part Minecraft display
related
of
talents.
Expertise, right. That's what the talent show was supposed to be originally. But anyway,
yeah. I mean, I like that we moved it away from just being in Minecraft.
Same.
Because some people are not as versed in Minecraft as Edgy and Felix and Lauren clearly are.
Yeah.
And Jacob. You know, Jacob could have picked any Minecraft talent, and he didn't do that.
Yeah, true. I mean,
same.
I mean, yeah. I think, especially, well, what I love with Felix is specifically too is like,
aside from the free diamond armor I got.
well, that, but like, that's just something that takes a lot of understanding to get to. Right, exactly. If you're gonna play something, here's a good way to put it. With the bread maker, you can get bread pretty easily or some form of food stock. But when you first load into a server, and you want diamond armor, you go mining. So to be able to get that full set of diamond armor from villagers, what I love about Edgy and Felix,
and it was enchanted, by the way.
Right, exactly.
Because it was glowing when I got it.
What I love about their talents as like, and I don't want to like pair them together, but like they both served me that like Minecraft expert. Here's what I know how to do. I am an expert in this game, and here, let me show why I am and how you can benefit from this info. To the point where even later in the episode, Nugs benefits from that episode when she gets the full set of diamond armor based off of what Felix taught.
Leggings.
Yeah, missing something, but I loved it so much, and the only reason why one of them, I have to think. Yeah, the only reason why one of them like doesn't get a top placement is because of our last talent, Nugs.
Nugs. And her drawing of Bowser Jr. in his little thingy. It was adorable. I cannot get over it. I'm still not over it all these months later, almost a year later, when she drew it. Because while I think this might sound a little weird, but like to know that Nugs chose to share her art with me in the talent show is a high honor.
Yeah, yeah.
And I am so thankful that she chose to do that.
I think it's the same thing with Pixel for me, for both of them. They have such a unique craft that is really very specific to the creative and personal, and to display that at such a level of success is beyond anything that we could have like asked for out of a talent show. And I think everyone did great in their displays of talent. But I think just seeing what? Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow, this is getting shady. Jeez.
I didn't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Did I say something? I thought that was a cough.
That was a cough. Yeah.
Sorry. Back cold.
Yes. So I think just seeing like that display of talent, true artistry at its finest, couldn't have asked for anything more. But maybe since we're creatives, that it kind of like panders to us. So I don't know. Maybe someone else was more impressed by something else. But like,
I mean, everyone's allowed to be impressed by anything else in the talent show because every single talent was impressive in its own right, except for. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna stop throwing shade because this is supposed to be my talent show, and his talent was not catered to me.
That's true. That's true.
I'm gonna be a little toxic. That was not catered to me. It was catered to his own self-serving interests, and it was absolute garbage shite.
I'm not gonna say anything. I like the music.
I mean, you can edit this out if you want, because I'm being really hard, but
no, it's fine. We're leaving anything in nowadays. Well, not anything. I still do have to cut a bunch of stuff out, but not from this episode. This episode I might honestly just upload as is. We're doing a great job. But
okay, staying on Brandon being on time. But anyway, what I was trying to say, everyone's varying degrees of talent were incredible and impressive in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it wasn't just because you and I are both creatives that Nugs and Pixel's talent spoke to us on a deeper level. It's more or less because Felix and Edgy's talents were very personal to them.
Yes.
Because of the hours they've invested in Minecraft. So it's still an honor that they chose to share that with me as well. And I appreciate Red wanting to show me the Sans fight because, you know, as a fellow gamer, I can appreciate the skill.
Yeah.
But Edgy and Felix and Nugs and Pixel each gave me a part of themselves that was very personal to each of them. And that is an honor I hold in a very high regard. And that's why Nugs and Pixel ended up being my top two.
Yeah.
My selection.
Yeah. And that was the top two because after I saw everything. Same. I don't think there was
those were very personal talents. Like more vulnerable than Minecraft skills.
Yes. I completely.
I feel it feels weird saying that. I'm sorry.
You don't want right, like you don't want to invalidate anyone.
I don't want to validate anyone. Except. So, I'm sorry.
So Nugs and Pixel are top two. And they have to do a death match for the win.
In our, because we can say it now, because it's obvious what it is. In our Death Dome.
In our Death Dome. Oh my god, I'm so expect some more of that dome gasp to come in the future. Probably more than it should. But it has a great purpose.
Considering the limited resources we had at that server, we did kind of overuse the
Death Dome. We used what
Death Dome a little bit, but it was really well crafted. So
it was so. And it gets a revamp next time we see it, which is episode 9, I want to say. But no, episode 7 is when it gets its revamp. So yeah. I'm trying to think of the things to touch on. Edgy finds an advantage. Steal a vote.
Yeah.
So there's that. Only person to go look in that area in that former challenge. And then, let's see. And yeah, then they just get their supplies. And we find Pixel has a much better lineup than Nugs does. We probably should have made it a little bit more consistent. But like, Pixel had the fire aspect sword, the golden apple, the potion of invisibility.
But either way, it was still very, very valiantly fought. Because you and I were both on the edge of our seats because we couldn't see their health and where it was at. So now in hindsight, looking at it, it wasn't as close as I thought it was, but it was still really darn close.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, push comes to shove. Pixel is the winner and wins an advantage in next episode's challenge that may or may not send 2 campers packing. So, but that is it for episode 5. I don't think there's anything more to touch on. I know we shat on one act more than others, but like also legitimately just like the talent itself was good. The overlaying stuff on it was just a lot. there was a full blown veiny. I hate that I just said that word.
Don't say it, but
thing.
also as I mentioned earlier, there was a whole point where basically some of us were awkward laughing.
Right, and I mean
because we were uncomfortable at the memes that were being shown to us.
Right, exactly. So, but I don't think anyone did bad. I would say I think everyone did great, and it was the challenge. This was the challenge of the season that I didn't expect to go well, and then went very well. So
I was not expecting anything over happened this challenge, but I was very welcome at everything that happened, and it was honestly just a wonderful experience where all of us got together in the server, shot the shit, and had fun.
Yeah, it was great. And next episode this one was very calm, relaxed. Next episode picks up the speed as I won't spoil anything, but the competition lasts the full episode, kind of like this one, but it results in life or death. So literally someone dies. Rest in peace to that player. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. But
I'm all red in the face. Oh my god. Anyway, what you're saying.
But that does it for episode 5. I think this is the episode where we really start to see a shift in our players.
In the big players of the game.
And the big, right, exactly. Who are going to be the power players throughout the rest of the season. Whereas the team phase, you have your figures who are dictating the vote. You start to see that when the big merge comes, this is where you really start to see new people fall into their places. And so without further ado, I don't think there's anything else I have to add.
I don't think so. I think we're good because this was not an elimination episode, so
yeah,
you're gonna have to see what happens next week.
Yeah, so that will do it for Fireside Chat Season 1, Episode 5. My name is Edwin Voorhees, and this, again, is Chef Michi. And that will do it. We will be back next Wednesday at noon, recapping TDSG Episode 6 and the potential double elimination of our players. So, goodbye. And then, of course, Monday, join us here on this YouTube channel at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the release of the new episode. And that will do it.
Stay tuned.
Goodbye.
Bye.